These are our last caterpillars of the year. There are 10 monarchs in this enclosure. This guy is cute, poking his little head out from the underside of that leaf. So they look like they are all 5th instars now, which means this is the last caterpillar stage before they are done eating and make their silk button and pupate. Some of them are big 5th instars. Some of them are small, or what I call fresh 5th instars, because they've molted recently. So they've only been 5th instars for a little while. Like this guy, I can tell that he's a 5th instar because his tentacles on the front there are dragging on the leaf in front of him. This guy's tentacles are also dragging on the leaf. He's still fairly small for a 5th instar. A lot of these guys just finished molting today. This one on the back here is a pretty big one. Now I'll show you the difference in size here between what I call a fresh 5th instar and one that's about ready to pupate. I mean, this big guy on the right is almost double the size, if not more than double the size of this little guy on the left. So that's how much they grow just within one instar. So this little guy is going to continue growing until he's about that big before he'll be ready to make his silk button. I'm going to flip this back over now because I don't want this guy getting squished by the heavy weight of this big fat guy underneath. We do have another big caterpillar over here. Turn this over so you can see this guy. So this is a big 5th instar. He'll probably be ready to pupate in the next day, as compared to the smaller 5th instar right behind him on the same leaf. So they are all in their last stage before becoming a chrysalis. And there are 10 total in this enclosure. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 right there, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm going to pause this for a minute while I put these guys back inside the enclosure. Alright, so these guys are back in the enclosure. That's one thing that I need 2 hands to do, is to transfer the paper towels with all of them on it back inside the enclosure. So I'm going to start putting in some fresh milkweed. These guys have, this group of them have really seemed to enjoy the fresher, smaller milkweed plants. So I've been trying to give them some of those each time. I always check to make sure that I'm not anchoring this on a caterpillar. So by anchoring, meaning where I'm putting it on the paper, putting the end of the stem on the paper towel. So that right there, making sure I'm not squishing a caterpillar with the end of the stem. And the plants are not all great quality at this time of year. It's kind of slim pickings out there right now. I was lucky to find any green milkweed. And that's part of what gives them the cues to migrate, is that they do take environmental cues. So changes in temperature, the changes in the milkweed that they're eating and living on. So those are some of the things that kind of help let them know when to produce this last generation, which is the super generation that will fly to Mexico and to Florida for the winter time. All right, so these guys are all set. I would think that tomorrow night when I check on them, those two big ones in there might be making their silk buttons tomorrow night. We'll have to wait and see.